Alright, in this video I'm going to do a test and review of this Smith's knife sharpening system, and this is the Deluxe Diamond Precision Sharpening System. It comes with a carry case, it's got a bunch of guide rods, and then this one has the blue triangular sharpening stone, the yellow coarse diamond stone, the orange fine diamond stone, and the red Arkansas stone. Then it comes with a knife holder and some honing oil, and that's about it. I got this thing a long time ago. Sometimes I buy knife stuff with the hopes of using it, and then I find out that I'm not really into knives that much or sharpening knives, and then it just sits somewhere. So I got this, I want to say half price, maybe less than half price somewhere. I was tricked into it, and then it sat around for a few years. So there's a 20, 25, 30, and 35 degree angle on this thing. So the 20 is for your kitchen knives, and then the 25 and the 30 degree is more for a standard pocket knife or a fixed blade or a folding knife, and then the 35 is for a hatchet or something a little more aggressive. So there's one screw in the back, you just fold the wings out and screw it into place. So I found for kitchen knives, a larger knife is the best. And you can see that I'm just clamping it into place there. I'll show you why after this one with a paring knife, why it doesn't really work with this when you're using it at a 20 degree angle. So I'm just tossing some of the honing oil on each of the three stones and just sort of spreading it around with some paper towel, because I find that if you don't spread it a little bit, it's going to drip off the stones. You can see me sliding the guide bar into the T at the 20 degree mark, which is the recommended for kitchen knives, and then using the coarse stone. And it's pretty straightforward. They advocate this sort of seesaw motion. The other thing about this knife is it's got a really straight blade, like it doesn't curve up at the end, and that also seems to be a lot better with this sharpening system. So the knife that's in there right now, I found was the best for this sharpening system. So you go back and forth on one side and then turn it over, and they recommend flipping it over and doing the exact same amount of strokes on each side, and that way you don't off-center the blade. So same deal, back and forth motion all the way up, back and forth motion all the way down. So overall, simple to use, and like I said, this is the ideal knife for this if you're going to be sharpening kitchen knives. Then I'm going to go from the coarse diamond stone to the fine diamond stone. Now I do throw this in triple speed just to speed up the process a little bit, because you don't want to see me doing this all day. So I do not sharpen the knife nearly as fast as it would seem in this video. And then the third and final stone I use here is the Arkansas stone, which is more of a ceramic stone and is obviously the finest one in the set. Again, all in fast motion. And I find for this type of knife that these stones actually do a pretty good job, and they worked well, and the knife is definitively sharper. So this is the knife that it doesn't work well on. So like I guess it's called a small paring knife or something. If you look at this at the 20 degree angle, you're going to see that the stone actually collides with the frame and with that red screw that sort of holds everything in place. So you have to do tiny little sharpening motions with this. So you can see right there, it's going to hit that screw because it's on that low angle, and it hits the frame. So in my opinion, it just doesn't work. So if you want to sharpen paring knives and small things like that for the kitchen at the 20 degree angle, this thing is no bueno. That said, you can take everything out of the T-bar and just sharpen it on the table using the same motion and an approximate 20 degree angle. So that is entirely possible. And that's really the saving grace with this thing, is that the stones are still functional without the T-bar to hold the knife in place. So it's not a complete failure, only a partial failure. The second type of knife here is not a kitchen knife, obviously. It's a folding Spyderco, Delico or something. Now the blade on this isn't really much broader than the paring knife. However, because I'm doing it at a steeper angle, so the 25 degree angle, it doesn't collide with the frame. So for all your pocket knives, it should be fine even with the smaller blade. It's really specifically the small kitchen knives where this thing fails. So again, like I said, I'm going to do it on the 25 degree angle. There's still some honing oil on the honing stones, and the process is about the same. So I actually got this knife when I was in grade 10 for my birthday from some kid, not from like my parents or a family member, you know, just some friend. And to put this into perspective, I am 43 now. So I've had this knife that I got for a birthday present for almost 30 years now. So I would say this knife was a huge splurge for that kid at the time. So I'm pretty thankful for that. But at the same time, I can't think of another birthday present that I've received that I've had for so long and used so much. As far as birthday presents go, this knife was an outstanding present and definitely got a lot of use. So if you're watching this, John, thanks for the knife. I really got a lot of use out of it. And if you're thinking about what to get somebody for their birthday, maybe a Spyderco pocket knife is just the thing that you should get somebody for their birthday. Anyway though, the sharpening is pretty much the same. I am going to have to do quite a bit more sharpening on this just because it's got a few small chips on the blade. Again, it's 30 years old. It's been all over the place and used in all sorts of different conditions, so it has taken a little bit of abuse. So definitely the short once over that I've given in this video is not going to be sufficient to get out those little chips. It's going to take a lot more work with the coarse and fine stone, and then I'll have to go back with this Arkansas stone later. But I'm not going to do that in this video, obviously it would take too long. So the smaller chips pretty much are actually gone after that light sharpening, but the larger chip a little closer to the handle is obviously still there. Overall, this thing's pretty good. I would look for it on sale and maybe not at full price. The actual knife holder, again, I don't think it works in all situations, and definitely not for paring knives. Or even if you had a knife with a big curve on it, I don't think it works that well. But for pretty much everything else, it works fairly well. And if you're just using pocket knives or sort of those larger straight kitchen knives, I think it's going to be just fine. Also, like I said, you could just flip the stones over, put them on your table, and do the sharpening. You know, again, just mimicking the same movement they suggest in the instructional package for this thing, and it's going to be just fine. But like I said, I would get this thing on sale. I wouldn't rush out and buy it at full price, that's for sure. I think the biggest lesson of this video is if you're going to buy someone a birthday present, you should buy them a Spyderco locking blade knife because they're really good knives and whoever you give it to will probably keep it forever. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.